Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. Okay, today's episode, this is a very deep topic, and I really wanted to dive into this with you guys and have this conversation. Today's conversation, we're speaking on, should Black American culture be gatekept? Let's get it.
Mickey made it. Mickey made it. What you made, Mickey?
Mickey made it.
PSA to the African Americans, start gatekeeping yesterday. So I'm Jamaican, not just in the sense that my parents are Jamaican, but in the sense that I was born in Jamaica. Like, here's my little injection scar thingy on my right shoulder. We all got that, right? The thing is, the reason that I don't always have a Jamaican accent is because I was basically raised in America. All my formative years were in the United States of America. I'm functionally African American. I don't always claim that, but African American culture is a culture that I grew up in. So I am very tired of hearing that African Americans have no culture, because, like, I'm here. It's especially insidious because it's coming from people of African descent outside of the United States who are taking your music and your fashion and your language and then saying that that stuff isn't your culture. They're stealing it. They're literally stealing it from you. Like, you can't say that African Americans have no culture when there are British rappers. You can't say that African Americans have no culture when you're putting Jersey club drums and trap drums in your Afro beats. You can't say that African Americans have no culture when you unironically use the word brazy with your British accent. So this is your sign from one of your allies. Start calling this shit out. Every time. Every time you see it, say it. And this will end real quick.
Money Long is doing her part in gatekeeping Black culture, and I love that for her. I love that for her. So she said that she's not writing soul music for non-melanated people, and my thing is, why isn't this a thing? Like, honestly, I'm really tired of the conversation of Black culture is just American culture. No, Black culture is Black culture. I think that's the main thing that frustrates me about Black culture so much, is that we don't gatekeep. We don't gatekeep our hairstyles. I be seeing people that are Black doing non-melanated people's hair in Black hairstyles. And yes, there are Black hairstyles. We don't gatekeep our music. We don't gatekeep our swag. We don't gatekeep our accessories. We don't gatekeep shit, our food, nothing. As soon as a non-melanated person learned how to make mac and cheese, now y'all want to buy up all the noodles. Like, you ain't never had those type of noodles your whole life when it came to mac and cheese. Now you want those type of noodles. Like, y'all, we have to start gatekeeping our shit and not blowing up the people that are not. Man, let me go on, because I'm about to start sounding like Malcolm X. So let me just get off. But Money Long, I love that for you. Thank you.
We need to start gatekeeping Carnival. There is no reason on this earth for anybody that's not from the Caribbean to be at Carnival. And I don't care how y'all feel on the subject. Caribbean culture is not based on the fact that we're Black. Black American culture is based on the fact of being Black. That is two completely different things. A lot of Black Americans in the comments, they were like, oh, what if we started gatekeeping our culture? Y'all should have been. Y'all should have been doing that. And the fact that y'all didn't, y'all are seeing the negative consequences of it now. So how can somebody not look at y'all in this situation and think, geesh, maybe I don't want this for myself and my culture?
Gatekeeping doesn't mean just looking at the aspect of music and hip hop. I'm also talking about some of the inventions that we've had, the vernacular that we use that other people like to use in their different campaigns and advertisement and TV shows and movies and things like that that was made from our people. I'm talking about the different strides that we made, how we've helped other cultures, how we fought in wars and things like that. I'm talking about the way that we tell history. I'm talking about any type of business that we've created, any type of district or Wall Street that we've created. I mean, like when I say gatekeeping, it is so much more than just looking at the musical aspect aspect and how hip-hop has influenced people and how we've let people who are non-black or white into hip-hop culture. But I'm speaking about everything that black people invent as a whole.
It's always so funny to me when I hear about people, they love K-pop and everything and whatever, but you realize they're stealing from black culture, and then y'all don't even listen to your own culture's music, some of y'all. And you're like, well, it's not good, it's blah, blah, blah. But they're stealing and making the same thing and profiting off of it. So, do you have a problem with your own culture, or like, because you're helping them benefit off of your culture, and then you're the same people marching out there saying people stealing your culture, white people stealing your culture. They're doing the same thing in K-pop, stealing our culture. Don't let them continue to do it, because call them out, because that's why they get more confident and bold. They have even said K-pop literally benefits off of black culture and literally gets a lot of stuff from it.
Now that February is almost over, I just want to talk real quickly about some things that we need to bring back, because this month was absurd. First thing we need to bring back is individuality. Too many people are dressing the exact same way and they don't even know why. They don't even understand the reference. I just miss the days where everyone was like a part of different subcultures. Like, you had your scene kids, you had your goth kids, like you had your preppy people, like how they really were, you know? And I feel like now, like, style has just morphed into, like, this, like, blob. Speaking of individuality, my second point is bring back gatekeeping. Period. I don't want to hear it. And yes, influencers can gatekeep too, because I'm going to share what I want to share, and I'm going to not share what I don't want to share. And I've been doing this for a while. I feel like with everyone just sharing all your information, all your secret sauce and everything, copying instead of crafting and honing their own. Especially black women, please. Gatekeep again. I don't want to hear it. Gatekeep, please. And the third thing that we need to bring back, it being cool to try. Like, I'm so over this, like, whole, like, oh, you know, I barely put any effort into this thing and it just so happened, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so nonchalant. No. I'm not nonchalant. I'm very chalant. I'm very much so trying to succeed. Like, are you kidding me? Like, when did it become so uncool to try? Like, I'm so over it. Bring back, like, nerds being cool. Bring back, like, people who have, like, niche interests and topics, that being fun. Making fun of people for caring. Making fun of people for trying. It's like, at least I'm trying to do something. Honestly, I might delete this, but y'all let me know what you think in the comments.
The craziest thing for me about this boba situation is when black people were trying to have very serious conversations regarding cultural appropriation, everyone, and I mean everyone, including non-black people of color, told us that we were overreacting. They're like, oh, braids is not that deep, hip-hop is not that deep, black culture, is specifically black American culture, now has extended into black African, black Caribbean culture. The culture vultures are everywhere in black culture now. We were told that we're overreacting and that we just need to share our culture, and that culture is meant to be shared, and that, you know, it'll happen eventually, globalization, this, that, and the third. Now that it's happening to y'all, spa water, cucumber salad, boba, now everybody understands the concept. Now it's a big deal. Now it's disrespectful. Now we need to pay attention to the roots of things. But the same people complaining are the same people that are telling us that we are overreacting. Funny how that happens.
Y'all say gatekeep like it's a bad thing, as if all cultural practices should be wide open for anyone to just come practice. There is an intentionality around our cultural practices. Some are open and some are closed. Y'all never notice that they only use this word when it comes to protecting our cultural practices? And this is a reminder, as a person who descends from people who were imported, not immigrated here, that a lot of our original cultural practices were literally stripped from us. Our cultural identities were violently removed from us. Y'all also ever notice that the only people who talk about gatekeeping a culture are the people who are really tied into supremacy culture? People who feel a weird entitlement to be able to practice whatever cultural thing they want, grab onto whatever aesthetics they want. Because they like a culture, they can just pilfer pieces from that culture. That's not how things work. Sure, there are lots of things that we can share. Some food practices, some language practices, some things where people will invite you to practice. But never assume you have the right to practice these things. Remember, you are a guest here. Take off your shoes.
Something that's always frustrated me and confused me is how weird it is when other cultures and different races of people can hardly admit that a lot of things that they do and they started to do was based off of black American culture and was inspired off of black people. I was talking to one of my Hispanic friends and he was basically telling me about the Cholo culture in like the 80s and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, and I was like into it at first. And then he said something, oh like, yeah, like we're the founders of hip hop and we made baggy clothes popular. And I was like, hold on. I said, that's not true. I said Black Americans made rap and hip hop popular. Black Americans made the baggy clothes, the wearing the bandanas, the big jean jackets popular. I said, so, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Hispanics didn't start doing that until Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and all that came out. And just to prove it to him, a few days ago, I saw a video, Cholo inspired culture, and literally I was scrolling down, like, you know how you search it up and it shows all the search videos? All the music that was playing in the background for the Cholo videos were Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, like this old school kind of rap music, and they were all Black hip hop artists. There was some like Mexican rap in there, but they were all Black hip hop artists. I was like, the Cholo, you have to be able to admit that the Cholo culture is inspired off the Black American culture. This doesn't go on to say that Black people created everything, even though it seems like it, because Black people's culture is heavily inspired in different people's culture. But it's like people have a, and then like he kind of got defensive in a way, like I was like saying that his culture like wasn't his. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Cholo culture doesn't exist. It does. But you have to understand who founded that, who was the root of that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Mexicans saying the N-word. Mexicans did not say the N-word until Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and all them got popular, and then they started listening to music, and the Cholo culture became popular and all that. I was like, you have to be able to accept that. It's not a bad thing. It's not saying that you don't own that culture. You don't have a right to be a Cholo. That's not what they're saying. But other people seem to forget, specifically other cultures seem to forget who founded what they're trying to do. Who was the original creators. I feel like it's important to acknowledge that. I'm not saying Cholo culture does not exist. No, it's not what I'm saying. The founders and the original creators of hip hop and rap and baggy clothes and wear bandanas and big chains and grills and nice Cadillacs that bump up and down are Black people, Black Americans. Let's not forget that. Happy Black History Month.
Gatekeeping. Now do you all see why gatekeeping needs to be taken seriously? From here on out, yes, a white tea woman tried to trademark Hillman Top. That fast, while we all were building, they were trying to snatch it away from you that fast and claim it as their own. This is nothing new. This has happened in history multiple times. Do not know how many inventions that Black people have invented, but do not get the credit for it, because a white tea person came and trademarked it and claimed it as their own. This is not a drill. This is not a game. There is a transfer of wealth happening right now. See how they just tried to snatch your wealth right from under you that fast. It is not time to be inclusive. It is not time to be all open arms. It is not time to invite everybody to kick out. It is time to take our community seriously. Human talk is not a trend. It is not a movement. It is a real thing. And we're going to continue to build and continue to become self-sufficient and self-reliant. Again, like our ancestors. But we're going to move forward and learn from the past so we don't let history repeat itself when they took our institutions and everything in our communities down. It is time. Gatekeeping needs to be a requirement and the standard. And if anybody who looks like you, who claim to be Black American, Soul Line, Foundational Black American, whatever you want to claim it to be, they do not agree with gatekeeping, they need to be exiled immediately. You know, if, ands, or but about it. Take this as a lesson learned and move accordingly.
Okay, a little bit of time, but a lot to unpack. Okay, let me just start by saying, as true as this may be, in today's society and Black culture, like I always tell you, especially when you're dealing with hip hop, when money is the only thing that drives you, you find yourself in these types of positions. Because not only do we have this thing in our Black communities about crabs in the barrel where we're stealing from each other and we're just trying to rise, everybody's trying to do the same thing, steal from him, steal from our own people. We have other people stealing from us too. And the reason why it makes it so easy for those people or whoever outside of the culture to steal from us, because when we don't respect each other and when we hurt each other and kill each other, who's to say or tell anybody else to respect us and not to do it to us? Checkmate. You guys think about it. If you want to continue this conversation, you can always hit me on my morning show live 9 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And also, think smart out there. It's going to be a tough fight, you guys. Till next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe, right?